Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a wheat farm, a semi-automatic one. As you can see behind me, I have quite a varying degree of different setups. And I'll go through each one as to why it's set up the way it is, and then I will go through, after I go through all of these, I will show you how to build them. So, the basic design itself, I actually had found from FT Dub Designs on YouTube, and I will link to his channel and to the actual video that I watched down in the description. That way you guys can watch it and, give credit where credit's due. But with his design, which is basically this one right here that's in front of me, I like to make things a lot more efficient, and I went through and did a whole lot of testing to figure out when it comes to the water, how far it hydrates out when it comes to all the redstone, how that works, and came up with this basic design here. So first thing is when it comes to the water, water will hydrate out 4 blocks from where it is, and that's actually this setup I have here just to prove that. So I have 1 block of water and 4 blocks in any direction, whether it's up, down, left, right, or even at an angle. It is 4 blocks away, it'll stay hydrated. If I come here and grab a hoe and try to hoe up this land down here, these are all 5 blocks away. And as you can see, right away, they start turning back into their blocks because there's no way that water is going to hydrate all the way out here. The basic design on how this works is you'll either have a lever or you could use a button if you want to. But you flip the lever, and I'll show you that right now. You flip the lever, and it shuts off the power to the pistons, and then it releases the water, goes through, and pushes everything to you right here on the end. And then when you're ready, you just flip the lever again, pistons are powered, and then you just run across the front here and pick up all your stuff. Now, for some reason that stuff, that's because I was flying. There we go. But to show you how this works, I'll just bust out the ground here and show you how I have it set up. So basically, the lever, you flip that, it powers this block, which then powers the redstone right underneath it, like so. Now that redstone is powered and powers this block, which down here there's a redstone torch. Well, when this block is powered, it shuts off this torch. Go away. Go away. There we go. So it shuts off this torch, which then it doesn't power this block, so this torch is fine. Which now that torch powers this block, which then shuts off this torch, which shuts off all power going to the pistons. Now, the issue I had with this basic design is all of those redstone repeaters right there. Because of the fact that you need 3 pieces of redstone, 2 sticks, and if I remember correctly, 3 pieces of smooth stone to make each one, which that's a lot of materials, so I ended up shrinking down the design so that way you don't need the repeaters at all. So this is the design that I usually go with. The reason being is because then you have the water right in the center, which then gives you an odd number of blocks. And then for me, when I place torches, then it allows me to place torches around it to light up the area, and it just looks nice. But then I have 4 blocks on the left, 4 blocks on the right, and I actually have this 7 blocks deep. Even though water travels 8 blocks, it'll come down and land on this wood block here. But the issue is that if water falls and hits a dirt block, like if it hits this right here, it will actually destroy that the same way as an animal hitting it. So you'll always have to keep tilling up that land. So I just have it hit a different block here and then push its way across. So it actually stops right here. So it comes out, falls, and then from there it travels 8 blocks, which would be right to there. But it pushes everything to the 9th block, which is right there. So that way when you're standing here, you can just run across the front and pick everything up. One of the limitations that the Xbox version has over the computer version is that the Xbox version doesn't register any more than roughly about 80 pieces of wheat at a time. The seeds are just fine. As you can see down on my quick bar there, I have 56 pieces of wheat, and then I have 1.5 stacks of seeds. Seeds are fine. Wheat, for whatever its reason, it doesn't want to register it. And that's why I have this one set up, because this is a much bigger wheat farm. It's actually twice the size of that one. So I emptied out my bar. Now if I harvest this, this right here is twice the size of that. So if I got 56 pieces of wheat there, I should get 112 pieces of wheat here. So I'll wait a couple of seconds, turn the power off, run across the front here, pick up all my stuff, the gubbins. I think I saw another piece over here. Nope. And as you can see, I have 64 plus 9, which is nowhere close to 112. Whereas with the seeds, I have 2 stacks. So I have almost 100. I have 127 seeds right now. So as you can see, there is a limitation there. So that's the only limitation on the Xbox version, is that you can't really make this wheat farm all that big just because of that. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to actually build these. It is a pretty simple design. It's a pretty straightforward design, so even just me kind of showing you the back of it here, or I guess this one, I mean, it's pretty simplistic, and with me already explaining how the redstone works, it's not that difficult to figure out how to use it, but I'll go ahead and make one. That way you know what you have to do. So the first thing you need is a block that you want to build it out of. I always use birchwood just because I like it, but if you want to use cobblestone, smooth stone, nether brick, it doesn't matter. You'll need dirt, obviously. I always use glass because I like the look of glass, to be able to see the water, so that way it's not just all made out of one material. That's just how I like to do it. You'll need regular pistons, a lever, redstone, and a redstone torch. The only time you'll need redstone repeaters is if you are building a much bigger one. Then you would need the repeaters to get the redstone signal there, but redstone travels 15 blocks from its source block, so you don't have to worry about anything on the Xbox version, at least, just because from the front to the back it's less than 15, and then it goes up the redstone torch tower, and then from here to the side it's less than 15, so you don't even have to worry about that. So when you decide where you want to build it, you place your first block, and then you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And with the dirt, you make them 7 long, because like I said, water travels 8 blocks, and so you want the dirt to be 7 blocks long, otherwise the water's not going to travel to the end one, or it's always going to destroy the front one. Then you just box this in. And even though I'm on creative mode and I can fly, I'm actually going to build this not flying, because when you're building this in your actual world, if you're in survival mode, you can't fly. So I'll show you how to build this layer by layer, that way you don't have to fly. So the next thing you need to do is, if this is going to be the front here, and that's where you want your lever, then the back side here is where all the pistons are going to go. So you put block here, have a whole line that goes the whole length there. Then the next one, you have it in by 1, because this is where the water is going to sit. And then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So these are the columns that the pistons are going to sit on, and you put one on each side and then one right in the center. You take your pistons, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that way when they're extended, it'll come all the way down here, and then you don't have to worry about it. Now that you've done that, shouldn't have put the pistons in there yet. Makes it difficult to work, but just crouch there. Oops. Actually, that was right. I'm just getting ahead of myself there. So you go there, there. I always put one piece of wood here in the center between the pistons, so when I fill this with water, it doesn't slosh between the two. Again, doesn't really matter, I just do it. And then you cover the top here, like so. Redstone torch right there in the corner. Piece of redstone there. And as you can see, it's already powering this block right here, and that's why that piston's powered. But if I were to now put the redstone here, it'll still stay powered, but now the redstone's actually powering this block that I'm standing on. Whoops. And you just run the redstone all the way down. And now all the pistons are going to be powered, and you're good. Now the next thing you have to do is make the redstone torch tower and run the redstone underneath. So how I always do this is I go like this, and it needs to be right there, so there, there, there. So just run redstone like so. And now when you get here, the thing with these torches is that they keep inverting one another. So if I start up here, you always want that top one to be powered when this is in the off position. So this one's currently powered, which means that if I put one right below it, let's say here, now this one's powered because there's no power being applied to it. It's powering this, which is then shutting that off, which means that with this being in the off position, I have to add power to there. So to do that, I put a block down and put a redstone torch on the side of it. So as you can see, that one is now powered, which is powering this block, which then powers this torch, which then shuts it off. And since it's off, it's not out of here. It's not powering that block, which is then allowing this torch to power everything else. And so you just connect the redstone to the block, and you only have to have it go right next to it because it's going to power that block. If you want to go here, you don't want to, because as you can see, that's what's happening. So that's what you need to make sure happens, because if you go up here, then what ends up happening is this block is being powered, so then it powers the redstone, which then powers this block, which then turns off this torch, which then turns this back on, which shuts off power here, but this is already powered, so then it repowers the block because it's powering it down there, and it just has an endless cycle, and that's why that happens, right? Where it just kind of flips, and then it just gives up. There we go. And then you just fill it in. There we go. And you're pretty much done. The only thing you have left to do, just put the sides on. And a lot of times I'll actually make these out of glass, just because, again, I like the look of glass. And that way you don't have everything looking exactly the same. And you just get your water. And with the pistons down, you can actually put the water right behind it. And as you can see, it flows down. And you just do like that. Water here. Cover that up. And again, you want to go 2 rows on that. Another reason why I actually use glass is because I like to encase the whole thing and put a roof on it. it allows daylight to go through it, but still stops animals from jumping up in here. Alright, so now I have the roof on there. Then all you need now is a hoe and your wheat seeds. And I'll speed everything up with some bone meal. Another change, or another difference between the Xbox version and the computer version is with the Xbox version, bone meal, you only need to use it once, so you plant seeds, bone meal, boom, you have completed wheat. Whereas on the computer version, you have to use 3 pieces of bone meal on each piece on the wheat seeds in order for them to be fully grown. And obviously, since I'm in creative mode, that's the only reason why I have a diamond hoe. Never, under any circumstances, waste diamonds on hoes. That's not only a Minecraft game lesson, but a life lesson in general. Why is that not working? There we go. But now, as you can see, you planted everything, you waited, everything grew, awesome. Clear out my inventory there, and we'll check, make sure everything works. Flip the lever. All the pistons no longer are powered. You wait about 7 seconds or so, and then you can flip the lever off, because it takes 10 seconds for the water to come from here to go all the way across and push everything to the end. But if you wait 7 seconds, it still takes 3 seconds for the water to dissipate. So then you just come across here, pick up all your gubbins, and as you can see, 56 wheat. Get out of here. Then you can go back through, and then you replant everything. You'll need 56 seeds, but as you can see, you get more than 56 seeds each time. When this is all said and done, if I replanted this, I would have 38 total seeds left. Same, as you can see, they think they own the place, but you see they don't. They just die. Yep, I'm going to kill you too, because whatever, and you die, because I'm sick of hearing you. Alright, and with that, that is how you build a semi-automatic wheat farm. On the Xbox, I would say don't build it any bigger than this, just because there's still the limitations. And on the computer, pretty much sky's the limit. I mean, literally, you could probably build one of these from bedrock to the sky. But that's that. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave a comment. Please like and subscribe as well. I will try to be putting out more Redstone videos like this as often as I can, and any sort of additions that I find out with in regards to Redstone. Also check out our multiplayer Let's Play, where my friend Andrew and I are playing through on survival on hard mode. And with that, have fun!